Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today in this video I'll be talking about my thoughts on the story and gameplay for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I will try to keep this video as spoiler free as possible for those who haven't finished or progressed the story too far yet. However, there may be one or two that slip through, so I do apologise in advance if that happens. At the time of this video, I have around 45 hours of playtime in the game. I've completed the main story and the post-game. However, I did smash through the last couple of missions without much exploration, so it could have easily have been 60 plus hours had I have explored a little bit more. Also, please keep in mind this is just my personal opinion. Most people may have a different thought on the games or series. This is just my view of it, so please don't hate on me. The gameplay that I'll be running in the background will just be a little bit of early game vision to try and prevent any spoilers. The story starts off with you basically being set the task of figuring out what is causing some strange happenings around the world while filling out the Pokédex with the native Pokemon. Some pretty basic and normal stuff for the Pokemon series. It's here that the normal for Pokemon stops. What follows is far from the usual story experience, but in my opinion is the best story setup they've had in the whole of the Pokemon franchise. You are enlisted by a group called the Galaxy Expedition Team to assist in completing the Pokédex and investigating the strange occurrences around various parts of the world. This mission will take you to every corner of the Hisui region, introducing you to some new mechanics mixed with some older mechanics in an environment never before seen in Pokemon. The semi-open world style of Pokemon Legends Arceus is a fresh change that Pokemon was calling out for, something that was much needed for the series. Whilst the new generations have been exciting for new Pokemon and areas to explore, the same style of go here, beat this gym, rinse and repeat 8 times was starting to get a bit stale for me personally, and Legends Arceus was a nice change of pace. Even though the world and areas seemed quite large, and it took some time to traverse across the map, it never felt empty. There was always enough in the way of Pokemon, items, ores and trees and all the rest of it to never have spaces or sections of the map that felt empty or incomplete. Considering the smaller size of the Pokédex being around 240, the Pokemon Company in that respect has done well to keep each area feeling fresh and full of Pokemon that you want to catch or fight without it becoming repetitive or boring. Along with all the Pokemon around, the weather cycles and the day-night cycles were also implemented quite well. Being able to change the time of day to whenever you needed it was great, instead of having to wait until your actual night time, for example, to catch certain Pokemon. The weather system, being able to be changed every time you rested, was also nice, allowing players to adjust the weather to catch Pokemon that only spawned under certain weather conditions. Considering the foundations that they set with the time and weather conditions in Pokemon Legends Arceus, I was quite surprised at the relatively small size of the Pokédex, obviously only around 240 Pokemon. There was a great opportunity to expand this Pokédex quite a lot more by using the systems they have in place and having some quote-unquote rare spawns only under very certain conditions to try and push and promote exploring all different times of day and all varying weather conditions. I feel it was an opportunity missed. However, it does open the door for potential DLC content in the future to expand the Pokédex, similar to the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I would quite like to see in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Whilst on the topic of the Pokédex, having research levels for players to grind and perfect in order to better the knowledge on a particular Pokemon or increase the shiny odds is a great idea. It adds more replayability and longevity to the game's life cycle, as most average players will be grinding for hundreds of hours to perfect every page on the Pokédex. Another good feature I would like to see moved forward into future games is the option to evolve a Pokemon straight from the menus, even if they are over the required level without needing to level them up again, or by using items instead of trading them with an item held. That way, it would allow for solo players with no one to trade with a chance to complete the Pokédex. As for the story aspect of this, I won't go into too much detail, again for spoiler reasons, but I do feel like the story had enough twists and turns to keep players on their toes, but for me personally, it felt rushed in the later half of the game. The missions became very minimal and got straight to the point, without providing much in the way of extra lore, reasoning, or exploration. I would have liked to have seen some more depth in the tail end of the game for story missions. The requests were fine, as there was loads of those after every mission you completed, but most of them were pretty annoying and basic tasks. The missions, however, in the back half of the game, went that quick that before I knew it, I found myself 20 levels under-leveled in the end game because the missions were just straight to the point. Aside from my issues with the main story missions, overall, the game as a whole is incredible and a great investment for anyone that enjoys Pokemon. I've had a blast playing through it. I still have a lot of Pokédex research to complete, but I've owned at least one of every Pokemon to fill the basic pages in, and with some prep work, it took less than 50 hours. If you went in completely blind, however, and didn't prepare, didn't use Google, nothing along those lines, it could quite easily take close to 100+ hours to find all the Pokemon that this game currently has to offer. I feel Pokemon has proved a point with Pokemon Legends Arceus that an open world Pokemon game can work quite well and should be a serious consideration. I feel personally like they have set a new standard for Pokemon and should continue this in the future, making games in a similar setup to Legends Arceus for future generations and old gen remakes. But it might not be everyone's opinions. Let me know your thoughts on the game and where Pokemon could be heading in the future in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video today, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.